G'day team, Jeremy Britton, 24-hour wealth coach. Down on the beach just after sunrise, moving into winter, and there's a couple of surfers down there in the water, one of whom doesn't have a wetsuit, so that's always interesting. I've been coaching business and coaching people for a long time. I've got many coaching clients obviously in my own country and also in, last count, 7 or 8 overseas countries. And some of the people I coach are actually coaches themselves, with their relationship coaches or business coaches or whatever. And some people I coach want to become coaches, and some people want to actually coach themselves. They don't want a mentor, they just want to be in line with themselves and do what they say, and that's fine. A lot of people contact me and say, how do I become a better coach? And I just say, well, there's a couple of things. One is you've got to be absolutely passionate about your area. If you're absolutely passionate about your area, then you're going to be doing it no matter if you get paid. If you don't get paid, you're going to be constantly looking for ways to improve that area and constantly working on yourself, testing yourself, pushing yourself. Not about that. I had a health scare a number of years ago when I was 33. I had a heart attack, and so now I'm very passionate about my health. Last year I did a 30-day fast on juice. I've just done another juice fast, and I'm currently on day 3 of a water fast at the moment. I read a lot of articles about health, I read a lot of articles about relationships, I read a lot of articles about money. Those are the areas which I've fallen down on in the past, and those are the areas where I really want to make the biggest difference in my own life right now. The other thing, if you want to become a great coach for yourself or a great coach for others, you've really got to develop alongside it. I wrote a book a couple of years ago called Hot Frog, Cool Frog, where the character in the story had very fuzzy short vision and very clear long-term vision. He could see things a long way off that other people couldn't see, even though he wasn't real clear on what was in front of him. You have to look at each person, at each situation, and see long-sighted. So when you meet a person, you've got to look at them and see what's inside of them, what's going to come out. You grab a seed, you say, if I look after this seed, if I nurture this seed, it's going to become a strong plant. If I look after the plant's going to flower. If I look after the flower will become fruit, and then I can have many more plants, many more seeds, and I can also feed my family. Next client, when you look at yourself, whoever you're looking at, you've got to see the long-term potential in that person. When people ask Michelangelo, how did you sculpt this statue of David, which is arguably one of the greatest artworks on planet Earth, he said, well, I just looked at the piece of marble and I saw the statue was already in there. I just took away parts that didn't fit. And when you look at a person, when you look at a situation, you've got to be able to see the long-term potential in that person, the long-term potential inside of that situation, and then maybe just take away a few parts that didn't fit. I had to drop a lot of lifestyle habits, stopped eating dairy, stopped eating wheat, stopped using a whole bunch of chemicals on my skin and on my body, so I don't use sunscreen, I don't use shampoo and conditioner. A few other things have to go out of my life in order to get myself the absolute optimum health. In order to get great relationships, I had to stop being an arsehole, stop being silly with my money to get better at money, many things like that. Looking for the long-term potential, taking away whatever doesn't fit. Think about Michelangelo, think about growing a great plant, and when you next look at a person, when you next look at a situation, look at them with long-term vision. That is the way to be a great coach. I'll talk to you soon, down on the beach.